licking Webbo's leg has broken out over the future of transport in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough. What happened is this: a strategy was put forward at a meeting of the combined authority on Wednesday, including plans for new buses, bike routes, trains and cars. It was vetoed by the Conservative leader of Peterborough City Council, Wayne Fitzgerald, with no reason given in the meeting itself. A video later appeared on social media, though, where Councillor Fitzgerald said this.
The Mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough Combined Authority tried to push through a policy called the Local Connectivity Transport Plan, which could have meant congestion charging and ULEZ schemes coming to the city. But I stopped it because it's the right thing to do for the residents of the city.
The Mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, Dr Nick Johnson, has now accused Councillor Fitzgerald of completely misleading the public with that claim. Both Dr Nick Johnson and Councillor Fitzgerald will be on the show in the next 20 minutes. But we can speak now to Councillor Anna Bailey, the Conservative leader of East Cambridgeshire District Council, who supported Wayne at the meeting. Anna, good morning.
Morning, Dottie.
What was the reaction in the room when Councillor Fitzgerald used his veto on this?
Well, I think there was nervousness that he might do so, and I think there should have been nervousness because the whole tenure of this document, which is a strategic document setting out the whole direction of travel for the future of transport in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, and its whole basis is about introducing what they call demand management measures, which are physical interventions and road pricing interventions and other pricing interventions. The document itself talks about area-wide road user charging, so that's like the Greater Cambridge Partnership's Sustainable Travel Zone, but potentially across the whole geography of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough. It talks about cordon-based road user charging, which is like the Sustainable Travel Zone. Access and capacity constraints.
No like concrete plans, though, at present for any of these things, though, Anna, or am I wrong?
Sorry, Dottie?
No concrete plans for any of those things that you're mentioning. They're talked about as possible options.
That is correct, but it is the whole basis of the whole plan is to restrict car use to try and force people onto public transport. And I prefer to think about doing it a different way, which is to encourage people onto public transport because it's much better.
So you do think that private car use needs to come down?
Well, we've got problems in certain areas that we need to address. That is absolutely true. And we're a massive growth area where we need to increase and improve public transport drastically. Unfortunately, the Mayor is woefully failing. The Greater Cambridge Partnership is woefully failing. The government has given Cambridgeshire hundreds of millions of pounds to sort this out. And the people currently in charge want to do that by punishing motorists, and the Conservatives are not going to let that happen.
Right. I mean, the Mayor, if he were here, which he will be quite soon, might say, I am trying to put in place measures to get people onto public transport, but I'm being blocked at every turn.
Well, the Mayor clearly in his document wants to bring in road pricing. If he didn't want to bring in road pricing, then he would have been happy to take it out of the document. And there's been a lot of discussion behind the scenes to try and achieve that outcome so that we could get to an agreed document when it came to the public board meeting. Unfortunately, the Mayor has refused to take out road charging from his document.
Do you not think that charging for congestion or an ultra low emission zone or something, would that not be a way of getting people onto public transport?
Well, it would potentially force people onto woefully inadequate public transport, and we've rehearsed this very recently and very strongly, and it is still an active threat in Cambridgeshire. And trust me, the Liberal Democrats and Labour, they're worrying at the moment because we're facing a general election in not very many months' time, and candidates are coming out against the Cambridge congestion charge. But this is what they want to do, and given half the chance, they will do it. And, there could easily be a change of administration at Peterborough City Council as the Highways Authority, and they could well bring this in, particularly if the strategic document allows them to do so.
So if Dr Nick Johnson takes out the references to road charging in this transport strategy, would you vote it through?
Well, there are other constraints that I would like to see changed, but yes, there is so much in the document that everybody can absolutely support. In many ways, it's a great document, but at the moment, it's got the wrong thrust, which is to punish people onto public transport. And what it needs to do is set out a really ambitious 21st century public transport network for Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, which absolutely can be done and is no less than we deserve.
I'll just put it to you, Anna, whether it's a political move to reject this strategy. You know, the Conservatives won a by-election in Uxbridge recently through their opposition to ULEZ charging. Conservatives won a council seat in Cambridge campaigning against a congestion charge. Maybe Councillor Fitzgerald's keen for a bit of that action, even without there being any concrete plans for one in Peterborough.
Listen, Dottie, I just led the election process in East Cambridgeshire, and we retained control of the district council. And one of the central tenets of our manifesto was to oppose the road charging proposals in Cambridge because they would have had a massive effect. Conservatives are opposed to road charging. Labour and Liberal Democrats are trying to bring them in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough. Make no mistake, it's
but there are
clear.
no plans for a congestion charge in Peterborough at the moment.
This was a vote to protect residents of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough from this happening.
Okay. Anna, thank you very much for your time. In 10 minutes, we'll be speaking to Mayor Dr. Nick Johnson and Councillor Wayne Fitzgerald, see what they have to say about all of this. It's 16 minutes